Rock the body, 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 body.
For this episode of MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby, we make our way back down to Bladeworld in Tucson. This bout is the second half of a doubleheader on May 17, 2008. The first part of this doubleheader featured the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses taking on Vice Squad. You can find that bout on MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby episode 10 that was released on November 20, 2025. For this bout, we will have the Iron Curtain versus the Copper Queens. Copper Queens are currently 2-1. The Iron Curtain are currently 0-3. The last time these two teams played against each other was on March 1st, 2008, and the Copper Queens won that game 87-69. In this bout, we will see rookie skaters Ferocious Oxide for the Copper Queens and Russian Roulette for the Iron Curtain. Ferocious Oxide would become a very successful name for the Copper Queens. Russian Roulette, unfortunately, did not last that long in the league. With that, let's enjoy this bout with limited Michi interruptions. It's the Iron Curtain against the Copper Queens of Tucson Roller Derby. But first, here are some things you need to know about MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby. MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby is a journey into the early days of the modern resurgence of flat track roller derby by highlighting how the game was played in Arizona, the second birthplace of modern roller derby. From 2007 to 2009, I produced 7 long-form video shows, first called the Arizona Derby Report and then later MICHI-CHAN's Real Derby. Think of these programs like Sports Center, but for derby. They featured news, scores, standings, as well as highlight reels on the various roller derby bouts that were played in Phoenix and Tucson at the time. These highlight reels ran about 5 to 7 minutes in order to not just capture the highlighted moments of the game, but to also reflect the human element of the skaters and the fans. MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby takes those bouts where most or all of the gameplay was recorded and now presents them in their entirety, jam by jam. While you're used to seeing recent roller derby coverage on live streams and YouTube with camera angles at elevated positions, the MICHI-CHAN way was much different. I'm not interested in the positioning of the skaters. I'm interested in the human side of the sport and capturing the action from the floor where the action was happening, not from the grandstands. Likewise, since our coverage at the time was intended mainly for highlight reels and not for full bout coverage, you should not expect a well-polished presentation of the game. Since I used a handheld camera and did not always use a tripod, you should expect the camera to shake at times, be out of focus, and to experience immediate shifting to other parts of the track, including the areas where action is not happening in anticipation for something to eventually happen. You will also hear my remarks, my calls of encouragement, score and time checks, as well as other things that you may not expect in roller derby coverage that's commonly seen today. Like I said, this is as raw can get. But if you can see past all this, you will experience for the first time what Arizona Derby lovers experienced in those early years. A time when fans were closer to the game and more involved. A time when skaters had more freedom to express themselves through their individual character. And a peek into how the game was originally played before it evolved into different styles based on national association. This is our state. This is our derby. This is MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby.
MICHI-CHAN.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome the Iron Curtain. Starting with number 122, the Captain Cassie Noah. Number 242, the Co-Captain Brenda. Number 62, the Storm Sandoval. Number 234 is Soyetsky. Number 68 Doctors. On the top. Queens, number 49, she's more. Number 44, Dirty Terry. Number 26, Ferocious Oxide. Number 42, Lavender Pig.
In this bout, we will see the Tucson Roller Derby Season 5 home teams, the Iron Curtain in red, take on the Copper Queens in green. This bout was played at Bladeworld, later to become the Tucson Indoor Sports Center. At the time of this bout, the WIFIDA 2.1.1 rules were still in effect. This game was played with two 30-minute periods, and the game ended on the expiration of the period clock. Of course, all of the fun features of classic modern roller derby, including two-whistle starts, grand slams, and jammerless jams, are in play for this bout. I was standing in turn 1, operating on our historic cam with a tripod with 4:3 aspect ratio. The Tucson house announcers can be heard fairly clear in the recording, and we did get the entire game except one jam will be joined in progress. Because we managed to get score and time checks on all jams in this game, MICHI-CHAN Sports will be demonstrating our new updated score bug that'll make its debut in future MICHI-CHAN productions involving games played in 2026 or later. Keep in mind, all period clock references are approximate. So with that, let's go back to May 17, 2008 for Tucson Roller Derby. Iron Curtain versus Copper Queens. Coming up right now.
MICHI-CHAN.
All right, MICHI-CHAN, Iron Curtain, Copper Queens, here we go. All right, this is the first jam.
Belaruska has only got one thing to say, and I think that's Shitsune. She didn't like that one. Hey, it's traditional Japanese Philippine song. All right, here we go, folks, with our second bout of the night. Wasn't that number 409? She's the one. Hey, Boom takes a big hit on turn number 4. Once again, folks, this is a rematch of week number 1. Oh, Cheetor looked like she was going to be the lead jammer, but instead she took a penalty right here on the first jam. That's great news for Bella of the Iron Curtain. That's right, Bella still has yet to get through this pack. We're waiting to see if she's going to be the lead jammer. We're going to go the full 2 minutes. Venus Dynamite looking to engage her. But she's getting a little too far ahead, and she's going to give her a free pass. Lead jammer, ladies and gentlemen, Bella! Nicely done, Belarusia gets by with a little help from her comrades. Let's see if she can get on the scoreboard. This is the pass that's going to put her on the scoreboard right here. Belarusia trying to keep up with speed, but she is blocked almost dead cold by Kate Boom. Yeah, she's going to need some help from her teammates. Metal Maiden and Kate Boom put the 1-2 on her. Cassie Nova throwing a little hit shot to Kate Boom, allowing Belarusia to get out. Now she's got some help from Commander. Let's see if she can make it through. Belarusia in trouble. Bella has got to get through this pack to score some points right now. As Chief Orr is the interception. Bella sees it, calls off the jam. Ladies and gentlemen, Belarusia. And Ferocious Oxide up front doing the pivoting. You know, one thing we got to watch out with Dirty Terry is her naval vest, and I believe she's wearing a naval pasty right now. Might be revealing that naval at a later date. I've got an update from FCC. She is indeed wearing a naval pasty because of decency laws here in the United States. Well, you don't want to look directly into that thing. It will burn your retinas. Meanwhile, Volker's an outside win for Blue Ball, and Dirty Terry on speed. Lord Lee Jim. Lee Jim. Nova also free and clear, but right now it is all about Dirty Terry fighting her way Belarusia. Hayaku Belarusia.
Hey, I've been taking a Japanese language course, coach.
Yeah.
I know the word for sign is Yoshi. When you talk like that and use those words that I don't understand, it makes me very angry. I'm just being honest. Also, it is Chief Orr, who had an abbreviated jam earlier tonight. Let's see if she can get up there and get through. Look out for Chief Orr.
Chief Orr has taken a nice hit from beyond control. Meanwhile, there goes Belarusia slipping through the pack. It looks like she's not nearly a jammer right now. The chance is still up for Chief Orr to grab that position.
Absolutely, the brass ring is still on the apple tree. Chief Orr is going to need some help from her teammates because Belarusia is flying around out there like a red rocket.
Chief Orr on the traffic right now. She's going out to SST, Doris Badenoff, and beyond control.
Bianca Truel doing a great job at the front of the pack, holding back Chief Orr. Oh, nice whip by MICHI-CHAN up in the front. Bianca Truel and Doris Badenoff still blocking Chief Orr.
I tell you, we are seeing some excellent defense from the Iron Curtain right now. Meanwhile, there goes Chief Orr. She slips past, and she gets a lead jammer. Hauling off the jam immediately. Excellent strategy, ladies and gentlemen, by Chief Orr.
Nice job, Chief.
Look at the points right now. It is closer than close right now. As Commanda, number 242, comes up to the line for the Iron Curtain.
Number double quattro, Dirty Terry, taking the line for the Copper Queen.
Hasty is firmly in his place. She is saving that naval attack for much later in the game. I can only imagine. Commanda, an old veteran, both of the Iron Curtain and TRD. Oh, look at that. Commanda whips right through. But it is Dirty Terry who has got the lead jammer position right now.
Both jammers free and clear, ready to score. Commanda and Terry, and they are motoring, in the words of Night Ranger.
That's right, Dirty Terry is the lead jammer ahead of the pack right now, but Commanda is staying hot on her heels.
Both teams have got their defense set as the jammers get ready to try and score.
Blue Molly edging out Commanda right there in turn number 4. Meanwhile, take a look at Cassie Nova holding Dirty Terry at bay. He's got the end of the jam.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you if you love Derby!
Back to the Iron Curtain going up against the rookie MICHI-CHAN. Let's see what they got up their sleeves. Isaac Avon, the perfect palindrome to her twin sister, Cassie Nova's 122. MICHI-CHAN definitely a rookie of surprise this season. She's going to be a superstar, Dave. There's no doubt about it. A lot of potential. MICHI-CHAN hits the floor on turn number 3, but she's back on her skates. And look at that blocking by Blue Molly. I'll tell you, Dave, everyone's got their eye on the jammer, but it all comes down to the blocking. The blocking is going to let the jammers get through it, and what stops the jammer. Nice!
Major hit.
Cassie Nova knocking MICHI-CHAN down, giving her sister, Isaac Avon, a chance to catch up with the pack.
Cassie Nova definitely giving MICHI-CHAN a rough ride.
She has got her target sights on MICHI-CHAN. I can see the reticle from here.
MICHI-CHAN's able to burst through.
Oh, edged out again by Cassie Nova. This is getting personal. Isaac Avon, meanwhile, still trying to enter the back of that pack. Both jammers having a hard time getting through this pack once. Remember, no jammer can score unless they have gotten through once. Doris Badenoff now holding off MICHI-CHAN. Interesting move by MICHI-CHAN before anyone could score a point, calling off the jam here. Our first jam of our first bout ever, ladies and gentlemen, you meet Russian roulette. It's only been a few games since Ferocious Oxide Jam heard their jam as well. This is a rookie-on-rookie action right here. And look at the speed on Ferocious Oxide right through the pack like no one was there. Ladies and gentlemen, you're meeting Ferocious Oxide! Ferocious Oxide flips the green, makes it look easy. Russian roulette taking a shoulder from Dirty Terry and another one from Little Baby. Little Baby taking out both Belarusia and Russian roulette. Ferocious Oxide having a ferocious time up there. Amanda's in the lane, and she gets to the inside and goes to the pitch again. Now Ferocious Oxide having a good jam. In all the years we've been doing this, I have never seen so many rookies so good right off the start. I know it's really, bright futures. We've got Mina in possession, we've got Ferocious Oxide, we've got MICHI-CHAN. It's unbelievable the talent that is just coming out of woodwork. Russian roulette down in turn number 2 right there, but back up on her skates. Meanwhile, it's all Pharaoh, and she calls off the jam. We can be redundant in roller derby. You know, that's how we totally can. We're not listening to us anyway. Up to the line, we got Casanova and Chief Ore. All right. Casanova been doing a lot of skating early on this bout. Chief Ore has the proven speed, but it's Casanova with her elegance that gives her the lead jammer position right now. Jammer with jammer right now. We've got Chief Ore and Casanova neck and neck as they both enter the back of the pack. And Casanova calls off the jam, looking to stop Chief Ore from scoring that point.
Hey, buddy. Too early.
Venus Dynamite giving it for the Copper Twins.
One jam to put the IC back
Both
over.
these jammers having an amazing season this season. This being MICHI-CHAN's first season as well. Pixie with a quick lead, but Belarusia has definitely got something up her sleeve. Oh, Bella pushed to the outside. Semi-automatic just gave us 4 nachos, sirs. Both jammers looking to break through. It is Belarusia who has done it first, but she is not your lead jammer. We are back in MICHI-CHAN, still an opportunity to get that lead jammer position. Meanwhile, here is Belarusia. She's got Latin on her mind. And more nachos have hit the announcer's table. Must be an act of God. We seem to have appeared out of nowhere like manna from heaven. Here comes MICHI-CHAN into the fray. Both jammers definitely having a hard time with this pack. Oh, and MICHI-CHAN tries to block Belarusia. Admirable jammer-on-jammer tactic, but she goes down in turn number 4. Bella still having trouble getting through this pack, and we got some whistles. I should say a whistle. Who's going off? It is Russian roulette heading to the penalty box. Her first penalty ever. Belarusia looking to get past the Pharaoh, Blue Molly, and Venus Dynamite. Let's not forget Lavender Pin. There is a sea of green up there. And they are definitely getting Belarusia one for money. Doctors, he's on the top, getting into the line, getting up there with Venus Dynamite. We're going to control that pack as we have Our conference queen, Ferris Oxide in the penalty box. Oh, a nice hit from Beyond Control. The Dixie action. We run the full 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Who loves roller derby? Wow, this game is so tight. It is 15-14 in favor of the Conference Queens. Only 1 point separate these teams. This is as close as it gets. And we've already, Dave, this is so close. We passed the halfway mark of period 1. I didn't even realize it.
I know, it's been a really super hard-fought game.
And look at a patented move by Dirty Terry. She takes the outside with incredible speed. She is not your lead jammer, however. That leaves Amanda with an open opportunity to get that. She's pushing the head of the back there. They have to disengage. It's a great tactic to get them to disengage. We've got no lead jammer right now. We are going the full 2 minutes. But check out the speed of Dirty Terry. She says lead jammer or not, I am going to shovel those points in. Both teams stay full strength. Dirty Terry approaching stagger. Amanda she is looking to catch up with Dirty Terry. Dirty Terry has got incredible speed. Dirty Terry making it look easy. It looks easy, but it is not easy. No. Max seems to be split in 2 at the moment. What do you think that means, Dave?
I left some ideas, but since it's still PG-13.
Well, a one-eyed cat peeping in a seafood store, that's a hungry cat. That's all I'm thinking. Dirty Terry. Look at that. She is taking on 2:21 in Russian roulette on the Iron Curtain and having no trouble as she whips past the pack again. Amanda getting just as many points, and the whistle blows as the full 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for both of these girls! As Russian roulette prepares to make another jam. I like Russian roulette socks, although they seem kind of French to me. That's the national French sweater colors right there, red, white, French. I think they look like pirate socks. Or Kitty Longstart games. Look at the speed on Pharaoh. The ferocious oxide looks right on Doris Banoff as your lead jammer. Talk about making it look easy. Ferocious oxide! Meanwhile, Russian roulette is still trying to negotiate this pack for the first time. And ferocious oxide looks to lap it for her second. Russian roulette not getting an easy time from this difficult, sticky Copper Queen defense.
Did you say stinky?
Sticky. Sticky. Sticky.
Their defense is sticky. I've never heard that description. It's sticky. All my years of roller derby.
Venus Dynamite.
What did you pivot to?
It's a pivot thing.
It's a pivot thing.
11 minutes remaining here in period 1 as the score again is a perfect challenge on 32-23 in favor of the Copper Queens. Cassie Nova looking to do something at that, but so is MICHI-X. And your lead jammer is still Pixie! Cassie Nova not taking that sitting down. Axel, jammer on jammer action. Oh, Cassie almost spilling, but that's a oh no, it's MICHI-X, the jammer for the Copper Queens into the penalty box. This is great news to the Iron Curtain. Cassie Nova has no jammer competition right now. All she has to do is pass the pack. Dirty Terry, look at the trying to speed up that pack. She wants to make it difficult for her, but Cassie is going to say, I don't care. Cassie's shaking off a bit there. MICHI-CHAN is taking a drink of water and the number rehydrating.
Star pass.
MICHI-CHAN. Health first. Health and safety first.
No.
Meanwhile, there goes Cassie Nova.
Cassie Nova's too far ahead now.
Late progress. Venus Dynamite. What you have got to get it up, Dave, to the Copper Queen defense right now. Cassie Nova has had an all-you-can-eat point buffet with the Copper Queen Jammer MICHI-CHAN in the slammer, but she cannot get through that pack right now. That defense is doing a
Wow.
job of keeping her back. Are you trying to make the defense? That's right. That's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, next in line for the competition, speaking of that, is Chief Oray. Russia. Hey, I was born that way. I need to choose.
You know, speaking of which, I really miss Jeff Mann. Has anybody seen Jeff Mann?
What happened to Jeff Mann?
He might be lost, so if you see Jeff Mann, tell him where the announcer's table is.
That's right. His mother is looking for him. Chief Orr! Meanwhile, the Winter League Jammer Copper Queen stands!
32-26.
Well, I tell you, this is how games are played. It is defense, defense, defense. Dirty Terry and Venus Dynamite holding court up at the front of the pack. Here comes Chief Orr blowing through the pack again, taking the outside.
Wow!
Belarusia just having a hard time into there. The first time, Paris Oxide getting that little bump and tumble. Boy, that is... Copper Queens are really bringing the defense tonight, Dave.
I think both teams are bringing the defense. This has been a really, really hard fight.
There goes Chief Orr once again through the pack. Chief Orr!
They're trying to put the pedal to the metal now.
Belarusia has just got to break through that pack one more time. There goes Chief Orr knocking her down as she lands her again. Chief Orr right through the pack, takes her boxing goes home. Ladies and gentlemen, an incredible jam by Chief Orr. I like that. Typical rebel fashion of Shea Guevara. Coming up here.
Oh, you missed it. Hopefully the other guy got it.
Looking for the Iron Curtains and just around on there.
Because I was eating a nacho when I saw that. I didn't puke in my mouth.
Get the red out.
Speechless. Meanwhile, Isaac, oh, and a pile of both chambers go down.
Oh my goodness.
Inadvertently taking on Isaac Avon, and we got, MICHI-CHAN on Henry again.
Luckily she's young. I mean, her body just kind of contorted in a way that looked very unnatural.
I think she's young enough to still have those bones of rubber.
We hope she's okay.
Copper Queens have to disengage, and that means Isaac Avon, your lead jammer! Isaac Avon looking to make up for that point differential that Copper Queens have put on the board.
Little lady throws some rock cut jewels. Building a giant wall.
Look at the blow right through that. Can she do it? She's got to get past rough cut jewels, but it looks like she's all up the down, ladies and gentlemen. Isaac Avon. watched was a potty, so we just wanted to make sure that.
And you know what? They could have opened it with a simple flathead screwdriver, but no one helped. No one helped.
Jeff, are you one of those latte drinking Volvo driving people I keep hearing about?
I'm driving a Volvo driver, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God!
47 to 29 on the scoreboard as time runs out here in the first period.
Jeff, I'm going to show you my notes of what he's missed for this whole period. What he's missed it on this.
Forget the notes.
It's all MICHI-X right now. MICHI-X! The lead jammer! MICHI-X, after having a major collision, getting sent to the penalty box, she's come out with renewed fury. As only the kind of fury that an ice skater can muster. Ice skater?
Yeah, no ice skater. Don't forget about Russian roulette. Also free and clear. Coach Hammers looking to score. Score.
Oh, and the whistles are going crazy right now. And meanwhile, MICHI-X calls off the jam as Belarusia hits the penalty box. Casanova up to the line. Number 122 for the Iron Curtain, going up against the Pharaoh, Ferris Oxide. 3 minutes left here as the Copper Queens continue to increase their lead, 51 to 30, 21-point lead. Casanova was that long, easy stride. But it is the Pharaoh who breaks out first as your lead jammer. And Commander hits the penalty box for the Iron Curtain.
Bad news for the ladies in red. Meanwhile, both jammers head into the backstretch looking to score. About 2.5 minutes to go here in the first period.
Yes, we did. Courtesy of Sandy on that.
I don't know that. I'd say it. Sounds like the referees are blowing their whistles to signal the end of the jam.
Going up against Casanova. Casanova, her 2nd jam in a row.
Well, that is exactly what the game plan's gotta be for the ladies in red, if they're gonna close the gap here with time running out. They need to keep their best jammers out there, jamming.
A lot of skaters at the penalty box. Casanova fighting her way to the front, not your lead jammer. Oh, and it looks like hey, boom!
Both jammers neck and neck, however, K-Boom does have the advantage of lead jammer status. That's going to change the way Casanova plays it. 1 minute to go in the first half.
That's right, Casanova playing blocker right now, which is a very smart move. As long as she stays in front of K-Boom, their points are equal. And K-Boom calls off the jam before Cassie can score any points.
K-Boom got caught in a whirling vortex of blue tile.
That was possibly the nicest jammer on jammer action you've seen. Cheap war is nothing but action. Sorry.
You're messing up the roller girls, dude.
Messing with their mind.
And that's it, folks. Let's hear it. Give it up for Black Trackery. Give it up for the Copper Queens.
All right, we're going to have a quick break. When the skaters are going to come back out here for the 2nd period. Copper Queens 52, Iron Curtain 30.
Right here.
Roller Virgins?
These are 2 fans, their first time ever at Derby.
It's the greatest thing ever.
And so what do you think? Oh man, it's painfully good.
Really?
Absolutely.
So the FTW and Vice Squad game. What'd you think?
Oh man, it was a pleasant surprise. I thought FTW was going to beat them. I really did.
You know, and the odds were
But
totally.
it was so good. It was
The odds.
so good.
Everybody was. I mean, I was picking the FTW, and you know that's the second prediction I've blown this month.
What about this one?
Yeah. What about this one? Copper Queens. I take the Copper Queens over the Iron Curtain.
Seems like Copper Queen's got more experience.
Yeah, and you know, the Iron Curtain unfortunately has this, I don't know, kind of has this hex on it or something where they're like the second team in all of TRD, and they haven't won a bout in like 5 years, like a regulation bout. They did beat one of the out-of-town travel teams. Either was it Orange County or was it Duke City? No, that's right. It was Orange County. They played Orange County, and they won it. So what do you think? About
Tucson roller derby?
About Tucson roller derby.
Yay!
Yeah, wonderful stuff. So what do you think? How do you think it's coming along here tonight?
It's the best $10 I've ever spent.
Great.
And I'm joining AA tomorrow.
So what do you think? You think the Copper Queens are going to hold off here? You think they're going to?
Copper Queens are awesome.
Great.
I know they are.
I totally agree. I'm a Copper Queens fan, so.
I'm sorry?
I'm a Copper Queens fan, so. Let's see how they do.
You're not to say you are a cop.
No.
I'm not driving to her for 2 hours, I swear.
This is my gum.
Get your gum out of my shot.
My dirty, stinking gum.
The official nachos. Courtesy of Salmon the Automatic.
That's right. Michi rocks. End of story.
the Copper Queen's bench as the Copper Queens get ready.
Let's give it up for the last call brawlers. They were awesome tonight. Good to have those guys here rocking the house.
There's your Copper Queen.
All right, just under 14 seconds left.
12, 7, 9.
Look at that hot ass. Hello.
Jeff Van feeling the effects of his triple soy latte iced coffee.
I am jacked, yo. Let's do this thing.
I think I'm feeling the.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the second half.
All right, here we go. 52 to 30. Start of the second period.
And Belarusia for the Iron Curtain.
We're giving Belarusia a special present. I think those were jammer papers. G4 has the fire down below. 22 points separate these teams right now, but we've got half an hour of roller derby here to see a difference can be made as G4 looks to break out of the pack. And that's exactly what she does, but she is not your lead jammer.
We don't have a lead jammer yet. It could be Bella, but not if K-Boom has anything to say about it.
Meanwhile, nothing stopping G4, nothing in her way as she comes up. Back once again. This will be her point scoring pass.
I think the Iron Curtain is going to have to do more to help their jammer get through. Belarusia is all alone, and now she's coming off the track on a penalty.
This is not the way that the Iron Curtain needs to go here. First jam of the second period as Belarusia hits the penalty box next to Casinova. Sandwich giving some good advice to her team. Meanwhile, G4 being taken out by Casinova right there into the boards at turn number 4.
Nicely done as she flies into the Iron Curtain bench.
G4 shaking the dumpster, and there she goes, looking to break through the pack once again. Doris Badnoff in her way. Oh, and a nice hit! Oh, Casinova! Oh, and Cassie gets the penalty for that.
Church, that's some good blocking.
Yeah, I didn't know they gave penalties for good blocking. I guess it's been a long time since I've said good
Oh,
blocking.
you think this is a girls' league or something?
Beyond control with a nice hit to G4.
And that is the end of the jam, folks.
Dedicated Derby fans.
What about Wednesday?
Dirty Terry coming up to the line against Belarusia for the Iron Curtain.
Belarusia's been doing a great job for her team tonight. Let's see if she can get the job done and get them back into this thing.
Although look at the speed on Dirty Terry going right through the pack, beyond control, trying to stop her, nudging her out of bounds.
Right?
And it looks like we got a lead jammer. It's Dirty Terry. Oh, Metal Maiden with a hit to Belarusia back in the pack.
Yeah, Metal Maiden came across the middle and
Amanda hits the penalty box.
Metal Maiden looked like Scott Stevens coming across the blue line. Boom!
I think there's something on the track in the middle of turn 2, not sure. Looks like they got it under control.
It's a hamster down there, a small hamster.
Copper Queens not letting Belarusia get anything on them right now. And there she goes, as soon as I say that, breaking away from them.
That's the way it always works. The Iron Curtain's going to need to band together and help their teammates get through. It doesn't help when you've got so many girls in the penalty box.
There he calls off the jam.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a long day back in Moscow.
Command is still in the penalty box for the Iron Curtain, skating one person short right now. All right, Casinova. Let's see what she's got going on. Casinova with elegance and speed.
Look out, Casinova!
And she's her lead jammer. Iron Curtain fans, give it up for Cassie!
got the order, comrade. The Red Army's on the march once again.
Lavender Pickett coming after the penalty box.
Looks like G4 is free and clear, but right now in the driver's seat, Cassie Nova continues to score points for her team.
We got Rough Cut Jules and MICHI-Ax, and now Pharaoh Oxide up there trying to stop the runaway train that is Cassie Nova. And an excellent job by MICHI-Ax and Rough Cut Jules, but there goes Cassie Nova forcing her way through. And yes, Rough Cut Jules take the penalty for engaging past the 20-foot mark.
It's all up to the Red Army defense now. Cassie Nova continues to pour it on.
That's right, Iron Curtain has the advantage right now in this jam as two players from the proper police are in the penalty box.
A ghost runner in baseball, you get a point each time you go around the back for those skaters.
And she runs it out for the full 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, Cassie Nova! The 300 Derby Terry, number 24. It is rumored that on this jam, or perhaps the next Derby Terry might remove that navel pasty and blind us all with the navel of death.
I'm ready, Serge. I've got some ocean-approved eye protection.
I hope that's radiation proof. Dr. Z, the only one between Derby Terry and a possible lead jammer position. She cannot engage. Very smart. And there is your lead jammer, Dr. Queen Terry. Derby Terry! Oh my God, I look right in the navel.
That's all right. We need exorcists at the announcer's table.
Did you look at the navel, Bono?
No.
I mean, Bono.
Got my special glasses.
Pack it up. Pack it up.
Dr. Z trying to stop Derby Terry, but Derby calls off the jam before Kaminga can score any more points. Ladies and gentlemen, the Derby is Derby Terry. Versus the rookie matchup right now, Cassie Nova and MICHI-Ax.
MICHI-Ax has been getting the job done here tonight, representing herself and her team well. I love the passengers.
Oh, a nice whip to MICHI-Ax as she almost closed through it. But no, it is Cassie Nova, your lead jammer. Where are those Iron Curtain fans?
They're all standing in line for toilet paper and cheese. Battle Baby whistled off the track for a penalty.
Cassie Nova literally forcing her way through that defense and proper queen line, and she does it and calls off the jam. Great move by Cassie Nova.
Well played, Cassie.
And it looks like Pharaoh is having an interesting psychological warfare with a Russian roulette up there at the line.
Hey, Russian roulette plays hockey, man. She doesn't worry about that kind of stuff.
What do you think they were saying to each other?
Holy crap.
Anybody's guess.
Nice acceleration by Russian roulette.
We got 4 on 3 derby here. 4 on 3.
Here's Oxide was saying, I'm going to shove your face in those announcer nachos.
Is that what the call out is?
Oh, Russian roulette straight into the penalty box. Leaving Ferris Oxide the Pharaoh. There she goes.
Shay doesn't look happy about that call. The referees aren't worried about him, but we got a lead jammer, y'all. Hey, Russian Oxide.
This is 3 on 3 derby, folks. it's 3-on-3.
Pointing finger of hers.
I like the glittery letters on the back of her referee uniform.
Her socks are nice too.
Very stylish referee.
Oh my goodness! Bianca Jewel takes a swing and a miss at Roche's Oxford. Boy, the bodies are flying here.
Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
It's like a German auto test out there.
That was a major hit in the making. Well, you know what? A slight adjustment of the timing and Ferocious Rockstar would have got knocked in the middle of next week.
Ferocious Oxide, meanwhile, having no trouble racking up more points for her team right now. Russian Roulette back in the game. She has got to get through this pack. Dirty Terry hip checker into the inside. I'd say Russian Roulette is definitely getting a baptism by fire tonight. Millie Maiden with a hit. Venus Dynamite with another. And that's the end of the jam, ladies and gentlemen.
88-40, is that a palindrome?
No.
Not quite. Good. It's Eric Lidroff.
I'm just appointing myself a house palindrome consultant here. I like Cassie Nova's helmet panty. It's all cocked to the side. It's got attitude. Meanwhile, hey, forget that. Here goes Chief O'Ray, your lead jimmer. Cassie Nova getting through the back, but here comes Chief O'Ray, and Amanda's got her sights on her. So of course, bad enough.
The PAT went for it and nobody was home. Coach Hammond is now free and clear. Look at the score.
Chief O'Ray is calling up the jam, and Randy King is
All right, cheap or.
Axe comes up to the line up against Bella Ruskia.
I love this score.
31-28 on penalty points, leading the way the Copper Queens, ironically. Bella Ruskia keeping the speed on the outside.
Look at her go! Look at her go!
Yeah, no lead time.
In front. Not your lead jammer, but man, oh man, is she moving?
Well, she has so much speed, she whipped out of bounds on the outside, and
No lead jimmer. We're going for 2.
full 2 minutes.
Forward Derby.
Action is just fierce out there. Pixie Axe is chasing the pack, and here comes Ruskia once again.
Belarusia trying to make her way through. Having a hard time back there. Meanwhile, Dixie. Look at her go.
We have passed the halfway mark. People, are you live out there? Let's hear it for Roller Derby! Pixie Axe looking for an opening. Dostoevsky saying, shutting the door.
Yes.
Now we've got some whistles. Who's going on it is Dostoevsky for closing the door. Pixie Axe breaks free, and we've got another whistle. Who's going?
The Copper Queens broke the century mark. 101-44.
And Blue Molly heads into the sin bin right now. And that is the end of the 2 minutes in.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we got flat check ready. Look at that score.
traditional logic here. We've got a higher penalty score for the higher scoring team. Just goes to show you there are ways to use strategic penalties out there. There's no doubt about it.
Well, you saw it earlier tonight as well. Our squad isn't only about plenty, but they got the job done.
Also, think about the number of penalties. Massive pile-up. 4 girls hitting the deck. Amanda, the jammer, getting one of them. And we've got a whistle on who no is Amanda. No! The Iron loses their jammer.
Holy crap! We've only got 1, now 2 ICs.
Dr. Z all up by herself. Here comes Nancy.
Wow!
And they're going to have to rotate those penalties.
Look out, Dr. Z.
Oh my God, the box is loaded with red.
Dr. Z and Casanova and the Iron Curtain is on your shoulders right now. Rough cut Jules is running away with the Jules.
The point I was going to make about the penalties, the number of penalties, it doesn't really address whether it's a jammer in the box or a blocker. The Taco Queen might have had less damage in the penalty box than you just don't know. So, the number of penalty points isn't always accurate. So
Rough cut Jules taking some pretty nice hits there in the pack, but she gets through with 5.
Jeremy Terry says, I'm making you work the rough cut Jules.
calls off the jam. Or no.
Oh my God. What a late, that was a late call.
It's one of the two. I had a 50-50 guess. I like Isaac Avon's collar. That's player.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of preppy.
Wow.
Wow. I feel funny.
That wasn't preppy. Vero Oxide going up against Isaac Avon. The Pharaoh, arguably, in that team of elite rookies, she has been all season long showing their jammer skills that have been surprised us all. Doris Bagnall trying to hold it in. A little help from Blue Molly. Pharaoh hits it hard. Isaac Avon having a very hard time. A sea of green in front of her. Again, only 1 blocker for the Iron.
Whoops! Oh!
Beyond control.
Wasn't paying attention, just flew right by the pivot. Wow!
2 against 5. I don't know how that could be with the penalty box. That's a little confusing.
And she was within 20 feet also. Oh my God. Oh, stop the bleeding.
Well, we got some more blockers out there for the IC, but no, someone's coming off now. Who is it? Isaac Avon.
Help your jammer.
Here we go. In the penalty box, that is Pharaoh offside, free reign. Cassie, no, that's the distance.
All right, come on, no jammer.
Gotta admire her moxie. A little too far ahead of the pack, however. We've got less than 10 minutes left here in the final period. Period number 2. Pharaoh taking it inside line. Comes Doris Bagnall. It's all up to beyond control. And Cassie Nova, but no. That's the end of the jam.
And that's Ferocious Oxide.
Queens fans!
Everybody's here. Everybody count off. 1. Good. Mr. Banner gets it.
Dirty Terry up to the line for the Copper Queens, jamming all by herself and all by her lonesome.
Well, that's just adding insult to injury. As the Copper Queens are all over the Iron Curtain like ran out of confidence.
I think after several, 5-6 years, we're running out of metaphors.
It's been a long time.
Someone clap for us running out of metaphors.
can't see them as a thought of having a three-ring binder full of 30. Yeah, but we probably say, like those other announcers. I know, there's like, are we talking about rocker ball? Yeah, not so much.
Dirty Terry finally getting some distance from this Iron Curtain defense. However, she is running away with the game.
Get your points and call it off.
Terry just planted Commando with a hip check. Holy moly! Belarusia has been letting it all hang out there on the track. Don't let the scoreboard fool you. She has been playing her heart out. And I'm sure she'll do it again now in G4.
Belarusia looking to get past Roska Jules. Can she do it? She's gaining the speed on the outside. Roska just a little too far ahead of the pack.
And Bella gets a free pass. Gotta let her go if that pack is spread out too far. And now the little red rocket coming into the backstretch. The referee's whistle is blowing.
She the jammer for the power. Edging the penalty box. This is good news for Bella.
Solo jammer, Iron Curtain.
She's hitting that back with a full head of steam. Go, Belarusia, go! Russian roulette in the penalty box. That's what happens when you let a hockey player play dirty.
Well, I gotta say, the speed of this pack has been pretty impressive. Belarusia racking up the points here. She has got no jammer competition right now.
Absolutely, she's got nothing to lose either. She may as well go for the gold while she can.
Approaching the 5-minute mark as the Copper Queens hold on to a 71-point lead.
The Copper Queens got it done tonight, scoring in big bunches. 10-point jams coming pretty easily for them.
Wow.
And that's the end of the jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy.
MICHI-X able to get through the pack. MICHI-X, the rookie, approaching the pack.
And it is a Russian roulette.
Casanova and Pixie-X are the jammers.
3 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, here in the final period.
Holy crap.
Oh, and a big spill with Doris Madnoff and Stacy in red number 3.
Holy.
I think they hit a landmine.
We're gonna go off we're gonna dismount after this one. Oh.
Casanova up against a sea of green. And Dixie-X calls off the jam. Operating a unit, it is Tipo Ray up to the line for the Copper Queens going up against Belarusia.
Wearing those special uniforms. Oh my gosh!
Dear Lord. This is probably the last jam of the night. Cheap Ore being forced to the outside, as well as Belarusia there in turn number 1. Metal Maiden has got her radical set on Belarusia. Cheap Ore makes her way to the top of the pack. There's Fernanda and Dr. G to try and put a stop to it. Knuckles Sandovich has just informed me she has received a penalty, yet she's not on the team.
1 minute to go in the game, folks. Russian roulette. the Dirty Terry out at you.
Final jam fight.
Message received, and we've got a number of whistles here. Metal Maiden, what did you do?
Oh. 30 seconds.
The head backpack with all the boys of the college argument. Meanwhile, here comes T4. Nice block.
13 seconds.
T4 to the outside. Venus Dynamite does likewise in Belarusia. Bella slips that. Burrow did it. And that's it, folks. Give it up for your winner. Decisive victory, 142 to 54. Ladies and gentlemen, while the Copper Queens congratulate themselves and make a victory lap, we're hopefully going to be able to get an update from the statistician of Tucson Roller Derby. None other than Bradley. He's a good guy even though he's a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. He's a friend of mine. His team is beating up on my Philadelphia Flyers, so even if you're not religious, please pray for my Flyers tomorrow. It would mean a lot to me.
Don Cherry is calling the game on ESPN. Did you do that?
I did hear that. So I think it's on NBC, the game tomorrow.
You bet. All right, where's our list of raffle prizes?
We have the raffle stuff over here.
Give me the list.
I need the list. And while the skaters make their victory lap, we're gonna get ready to give away our raffle prizes.
Oh, yeah.
Grand prize, which is a Wii. Give it up for your winners, folks.
That's Blue Molly.
All right, folks, the Copper Queens played great. Hey, let's hear it for the Iron Curtain tonight, folks. The Iron Curtain played great, too. Absolutely, a good game. There were a lot of things to build on. They came out, they didn't make some of the mistakes they made the last game. Were able to avoid the penalty box. And came out strong offense and defense. Eventually, the Copper Queens were able to break it wide open. They took it and ran with it. Well, this has been an exciting down number 4.
I want more Derby. 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on. You guys are just as bad as the Renegades.
All right, folks. Get out your raffle tickets. It's the big.
All right, here we go.
Down there.
See what it's got.